Okay then, so we've gotten to the evaluation section of your project. This is where we, as your markers and as a reader of your project, are starting to feel like your project is winding down. It's, got all its research out, we've seen the secondary data, we've seen the primary data, we now need to know what's the conclusion, what have you found overall? Okay, so this should be an overall summary of both your primary and secondary sources. This is not just a further analysis of the graphs and the questionnaires. It needs to compare and contrast what your literature review said and what your questionnaire respondents have said. Okay, you need to make sure it relates to the hypothesis. The amount of times I've read an evaluation and it obsesses over things like the age of the participants, where the participants came from, and yet that has nothing to do with the project. It's not given me any insight as to whether or not the hypothesis has been proven or disproven. Okay, that's the main thing I want to see from your work. What is the outcome of the hypothesis using your secondary and primary data? Okay. The very last part of your evaluation should be an overall conclusion. So you should say things like, overall, it has been found. Okay, and you can say very, very openly in that evaluation, this shows that the hypothesis has been proven or disproven. And then sometimes it's neither. If your primary data and your secondary data contrast with each other, so if there's not really an agreement on either side, or you feel as though you haven't got enough material to fight one corner more than the other, then you can say that it's been neither proved or disproved. You can say that it was inconclusive. That's absolutely fine. You will not get marked down for not having a final conclusion that's one way or the other. I've seen students before where it's very, very obvious throughout their research that it's inconclusive, that one side is saying something completely different to the other side and there's no right or wrong answer, and they're both very valid. And then in the final stages of their evaluation, they say, this proves that the hypothesis has been disproven. And you're reading it thinking, no, it hasn't. It's not proven or disproven. And that instantly makes me bring your grading down. That instantly makes me think that you haven't actually understood your own research. So please be wary of that. Please make sure that you are analysing your data accurately and you're not just trying to make things up for the purpose of research. Okay. The next few sections are going to be the methodological evaluation and your recommendations. So this really is the sum up of your project. You're done, you're doing a little bit of self-reflection, and then you're completed. Okay, I'll see you then.